to rely on, but at the same time, Malefic Visions gives you so much mana back when you kill minions with it. It's just going to be super great for the early game. Now, what we can expect to see here is the spawning of a Voidling. What is a Voidling? Yeah, so it's a little tiny creature that comes out, buffs itself up the longer it's alive, and really just helps Malzahar push the wave. And pushing is the name of the game for Malzahar. Whether it's Malefic Visions, whether it's Voidlings, it's all going to help Malzahar shove the lane into turret, and we'll see how well Chei is able to deal with this. Should be able to last hit the majority of these minions under turret, hesitating just the right amount to be able to pick up the majority of that CS. Actually, one CS ahead of Chei after shoving it in there. Downside to Voidlings and Malefic Visions is that sometimes they can make last hitting actually a lot more difficult. You can see minions being missed there by Chei as they continue to push things in. Trying to keep the Malefic Visions going. He's actually gonna... Oh, wow. That almost bounced to Chei. Malefic Visions bouncing off of creeps is kind of the opposite of a good idea to have happened to use. So Chei is definitely gonna keep an eye on that. It used to be that you could put a ward down in the middle of the minion wave, and the Malefic Visions would bounce to the ward and not deal damage to it. So essentially all you had to do to stop Malzahar from being effective is to walk forward, place a ward in the middle of your lane, and then just stand behind it so the Malefic Visions would always bounce to the ward instead of bouncing to you. Now, thankfully that has been fixed, much to the benefit of Malzahar players everywhere, but at the same time, Chei, picking Malzahar does need to make sure that he hits all this CS. Of course, in the 1v1 matchup, as long as Chei turns on his ultimate, he should be okay. Because the Lightning Storm procs would actually stun Chei out of his ultimate. I'm not going to see any Quicksilver Sashes, so once again we return to a world in which Suppression is still a pretty strong ability. Surprised we didn't see any Urgots this tournament so far. He's got Suppression as well as a lot of 1v1 potential. He's got the ability to both increase his damage and reduce the amount of damage that he takes, so seem like good ideas. But as far as Suppression is concerned, Malzahar, pretty good place to get it from. And of course, pushing his Voidling underneath turret for some extra damage is also, once again, going to give CS. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, giving Voidling CS over to Chei may be what gives Chei enough CS to win the game. But we probably are going to see the Ignite, the last auto attack, the Malefic Vision's ticking down, the damage over time isn't enough, no! Chei lives with just the last little tick there, and of course, Chei had to flash out of turret range so that he wouldn't die to that last turret shot, and now it's going to be both summoners down for Chei. The flash, the Ignite, they're out of here, whereas Chei is going to be both able to teleport back in the lane and keep his Ignite in there. It's going to be double Doran's Blades versus triple Doran's Rings, though, so Chei will have a Doran's item advantage. But it'll also have the disadvantage of having to walk all the way back to lane. Of course, Chei doing a great job just freezing this wave at his turret, thinning out just a little bit, but it's primarily just so that he can, keep it here for a few minutes longer. And of course, freezing the wave, not actually all that effective. It's only effective if you're behind and you need the turret to defend yourself. So I think at this point, yeah, Chei used his Malefic Visions on the wave, and great lightning rush forward. But Chei will zone him off of it. So at this point, yeah, it's going to be up to young Mr. Voidling here. Can he keep these Malefic Visions alive and allow Chei to pretty much CS for free? Voidling will die without giving away CS, and now it's up to Chei to either respawn that Malefic Visions or just wait for this level 6, and I think that's the big advantage that Chei is going to have here. He's going to be able to hit level 6 first, play aggressively, and then not allow Chei to harass him down. So when it comes down to it, the Nether Grasp is really just going to be grasping at straws, not nethers. Which arguably sounds very painful. We'll see how effective Chei is at both CSing. Of course, now down almost, yeah, he's over 10 CS. Down almost 20. He's like 15 CS down at 6.5 minutes into the game. So there's really no way that he's going to be able to win off of CS as long as Chei just stays in lane and plays it safe. If Chei takes a second to tank up the turret here, that is probably not going to be the greatest option to go for. Now, double Doran's blades as well. You also have to keep an eye on that. That gives you a lot of extra lifesteal. And actually a fairly decent amount of, whoa, level 6s for both players. Nice job dodging out away from that, I wanted to say... Event Horizon. Of course, Malzahar is not the tiny master of evil Vhagar. So as far as Malzahar is concerned, you saw Chei able to just run right between the Call of the Void. That's the two little projectiles that come between those two void portals. Not Zerat portals, they're just Void portals, although I guess technically Zerat portals are Void portals too. But regardless of that, it's going to be set down the Null Zone, although I'm not sure if Chei has skilled up 1 point in the Null Zone. That was your opportunity to ult for free there, Chei, but he didn't take it, and especially with a Voidling all the way enraged, after being alive, I think that was Chei's opportunity to win. If he had gone for it. Now, he's continuing to use his abilities behind the turret just to stack up more Voidling stacks, and I think with 2 already, he's just going to look for the all-in here. Although, theoretically, you want to actually have the Voidling spawn. There it is, the all-in inside the Malefic Visions. Down, is it going to be the 1v1 Chei? Once again, just narrowly, the last tick of HP. Able to come in, and we're going to watch this one more time. Ignite is up for Chei. He gets Chei just on the last, like the very edge of the Null Zone, so it's still dishing out damage. The last auto attack actually may have been cancelled as the stun hit onto Chei. And once again, had that Voidling been enraged, then it would have been able to get one more auto attack off and win the matchup, but in the end, it is a Chei